Oh boy. All right. Well, here we go. Just 1 second, okay? Because I'm already out of breath from screaming and marking out. Ooh, WWE. How I love you so. And you also make me pull my hair out. Welcome back to Common Casual Wrestling, guys. It is Kylie Casual and Summerslam Night 1. CM Punk is champ, baby! Woo! And then we'll get to that later. But we are going to review and rate SummerSlam Night 1. I was able to take a very good amount of notes, maybe too many. Where are you going, Chloe? Chloe's trying to make a guest appearance again, guys. Sorry. Yeah. So I'm gonna move closer to you guys, and I have my computer over here with my wonderful notes. This video is probably gonna be long. I'm gonna try to keep it 20 minutes and under. So I'm gonna get straight into the notes I have. But what a show this was. Started off high, middle was kind of low. We'll talk about why in a little while. And the end was absolutely high. Absolutely high. Okay, one more second, one more sip, okay? Just give me a sec, sorry. I'm about to... My voice is already dry. About to get even drier. Let's start off with the beginning tag team match of the night. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus the Brawns of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. And this was a good tag team affair. When I say good, I don't mean like, oh, this is your standard tag team affair. No, they made you warm up. Like, you know, your first opening match of a PLE pay-per-view or whatnot needs to be good. It needs to get the crowd excited, get them hyped up. And of course, it's Jey Uso. People love Jey Uso. And of course, people want to acknowledge their tribal chief, right? Oh, man. And the aura that these guys just had coming in was spectacular. So, of course, the match itself matched that. The Bloodline starts off. They're not dubbed a Bloodline here, but it's Roman and Jey, so I'm just going to call them the Bloodline, okay? They start off on top. Awesome, right? And of course, Jey Uso has to do the whole run back, you know, so his music plays. And hilariously, of course, the heels make him pay for it. They drag him down from the ropes where they were celebrating that, and they start to beat him up. And the match gets back on the pace. So, some other notes we had. Roman Reigns got taken down with a huge spear from Braun. And then we get back into regular tag work. Jey then plays most of the match as the babyface in peril. But there's a lot more notes from this match as well. We had, let me look very carefully here. When the tag finally gets back to Roman Reigns, he runs wild for a bit. Heels regain control for a while. Jey hits a big fit. Wait. Oh, sorry. The heels regain control and hit Jey with a good-looking tag finisher. That might be their tag finisher in the future. Not named, but... and then he kicks out, of course. But Roman recovers, hits a big spear on, let me check I'm gonna bring my notes a little bit closer, guys, excuse me, just so I'm not looking to the side like this. We do this off the cuff, so I wanna, you know, be authentic with you guys. I'm gonna try not to read off these notes too much, but there's some things I don't, you know, want you guys to miss. Go watch the show, though. Like, of course, we're here to you know, react and rate the shows, but oh my goodness, go out of your way to watch the show. I'm always going to say that. This is what it's all about. I want to promote pro wrestling at the highest levels, at the lowest levels. Let's get back to the match, though. We had the Tribal Chief spearing Braun Breaker through the barricade, which has Reed heading up for a tsunami, but ends up getting a Superman punch and a 1D. I haven't seen that for a while, and not with Roman Reigns. Yeah, getting hit with a 1D for his troubles. Near fall, though, is prevented by Braun. I love how this match closed, though, because the story that was being told on Monday Night Raw, marvelously by Paul Heyman, was, Jay, what has family done for you? What has the tribal chief done for you? I'm more family than him. You should be thanking me. You should be saying, forget family. Come on. Maybe even join up here. Like he kind of tempted Roman with, too. He even brought up that's not a prediction, that's a spoiler thing, which is usually a telltale sign that something may go the way that Paul predicts. But no. As a matter of fact, we get the marvelous close of this match. Just check him on this real quick. Yep. Braun Breaker sets up for another spear on Jay. But instead of hitting Jay, Roman pulls him out of the way and takes a spear himself. Jey Uso mounts awesome offense on both Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Gets him into position for a Uso splash. Hits it. 1, 2, 3 on Bronson Reed. That's the match, baby. The Tribal Chief proved himself to be trustworthy. And good guys win, like I predicted. I gave this 4 out of 5 titles for me. Reminder for you guys, we don't use star rating systems here. We use title rating systems. Casual titles, just to say, hey, how much did I enjoy this match? And I thought it was a great match. It was a great way to open up the show. Next up, more tag team matchup with the Allies of Convenience versus Judgment Day. So we had Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus the Judgment Day girls of Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. And this was a good match too. I don't want to say it was as good as the opener, but it was still a good match. And you still gotta love the character work and acting from Charlotte and Alexa. Like, oh, we're not friends. We're just allies of convenience. Right? Anyway, this is a good work match. We had, of course, the babyfaces started the match. They couldn't even figure out who was starting out the match. And of course, the Judgment Day girls take advantage of that, and they beat them down in their match. But I believe Charlotte starts the match off, and she starts off really well. Ends up getting taken down. Alexa eventually gets tagged in. She gets to run wild for a little bit, but she ends up playing the babyface in peril. Tries it, Twisted Bliss, ends up not working. I believe Roxanne Perez was the one who got the knees up. So of course she plays babyface in peril for a little while. And then Charlotte gets tagged in and goes wild. And I love, I mentioned this before on predictions, but I love that this woman gets to get cheered now. More Ashley Flair, less Charlotte the character. And putting her with Alexa Bliss was perfect for this. Anyway, we do get a double down spot and a tag occurs where Charlotte tags in. She runs wild, like we already said. She hits a marvelous looking moonsault with a near fall. Match ain't over yet. Roxanne hits a nice springboard moonsault of her own, regaining control, leading to a confused moment where Alexa accidentally hits Charlotte with a big right hand. Knocks her almost clean out. Love how the match concludes, though, because she comes back with the save. Instead of this being the end where the Judgment Day wins, they do a nice combo before the conclusion of the match, though. Raquel Rodriguez hits a nice Tejana bomb, and then Roxanne hits Pop Rocks on Charlotte, but Alexa comes in for the rescue. And then we near the conclusion of the match where good guys get back on top. Alexa sets up for Sister Abigail on Roxanne Perez. And somewhat mirroring the point moment with Bray Wyatt back in the day with Roman Reigns. We had a moment where Alexa didn't do the point, but it reminded me of a bit. She looked back at Charlotte, who they've made up at this point after the accidental punch, but it's like, are you gonna turn on me while I have her in this position? And Charlotte mouths, "I got you," and gives the big boot to Raquel Rodriguez. And then Alexa hits Sister Aguilera for the 1, 2, 3 new tag champions, ladies and gentlemen. Go, ladies. I did rate this match 3.5 titles. I did love the result, and I did like the match. Wasn't too basic, so I did feel the need to give it above a 3. There was just a couple of small, tiny moments that didn't feel totally gelling enough to give it a whole 4. That's all. But it was a good match, and yeah, I was feeling good about this. I am 2-4. How many matches are on tonight? 5, 6. We'll do the count later. All right, now we get to the middle part of the show where I start to have words for WWE, but there's probably a reason for it, and I'll tell you why. I'm not going to read too many of my notes here, but it's Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross, and the stipulation, it's not an official stipulation, it was kind of like an honor agreement of, hey, if I win, you say I was right about your character. Karrion Kross told the truth, is what Karrion wanted. And instead, he loses. And for a while now, I was wondering, okay, where does this storyline go? And I figure for it to make sense, this is their second official match. He's got to win, right? Like, for me, a match series is 3. I think big rivalries shouldn't go any longer than 3 matches. Unless, like, absolutely, like, warranted. Maybe somebody else gets involved, too. But this was a one-on-one affair, for the most part. You know, almost called her Charlotte. Scarlett, it rhymes a little bit. Was on the outside, you know, doing the regular, you know, heel shenanigans. This was mostly a back-and-forth affair, right? Scarlett, at one point in the match, tries to give the lead pipe to Karrion. It doesn't work. It gets countered into a blue thunder bomb. Love that. Love seeing that move. We see the Doomsday Saito. Love that move. What perplexes me about this match, and it probably could have been rated like a 3 or 3.5 for me, if not for what happens. By the way, this match didn't go on very long either. Scarlett, at one point in the match, when Sami looks kind of desperate, places the lead pipe in front of him to hit her husband with the lead pipe. Now, I know their whole thing is they have this whole thing of, we want to make sure the world sees the real Sami Zayn. They've been the devil on his shoulder, right? They want to expose him. Go ahead and cheat like us. We know you're not actually a good person. He picks up the pipe. Doesn't even look at Karrion. Tosses the pipe away. Bounces off the steel stairs with a loud sound. It kind of scared me. I thought it was going to bounce into the crowd, and then we would have had an interesting little lawsuit on our hands. But anyway, yeah, and that's it. Sami just dodges a charge on the distracted. I mean, let me get my words together. Sorry, guys. Karrion Kross takes advantage of the moment, tries to charge at Sami Zayn. He just dodges, goes to the corner, hits the hula kick, rolls Karrion down, 1, 2, 3. Match is over. Good guy wins. And by the way, I love a good babyface win, okay? But, and no, it's not because I predicted Karrion to win. That's not why I'm salty about this. I am salty because, did the way I told that just now feel kind of fast? I told you already that the match went fast. It felt like it was like get in, get out. I'm going to talk more about rushing matches in a second because I feel like something else on this show was rushed as well. So yeah, I'm 2 for 1 at this point. The match ends, and Karrion kind of looks like he grabs Sammy's arm. He might have whispered, "Hey, no, you were right." Or it could have been a thank you. So there's been talks in the wrestling rumor mill about Karrion Kross and Scarlett's contract status. So is this why WWE suddenly was like, let's just get this match over and call it a day? We got the merch sales out of this guy. Yeah. All right. Go have a match. Get to the point. Hit your big moves and call it a day. On this channel, we keep it casual. We do chill vibes. No toxicity, no tribalism. That's the whole thing in this channel. However, we are not without being honest, and I'm kind of looking at WWE sideways for this one, and then the booking of this one. The wrestlers did great. The booking felt very weird. I rated this match low because it was just kind of jarring and upsetting. Like, okay, so the storyline has the babyface win again after he's been battered and bruised by these guys, and not even showing the, like, selling the ribs that have been hit hard by lead pipes and beatdowns the last couple of weeks. I don't know. I rated it a 2.5 because, don't get me wrong, the guys, they worked good, and I like Sammy, I like Karrion. Great characters. Great performers in ring. I did not get this. I didn't get it. And I don't know why Sammy had to win here. My disappointment continues because it gets kind of worse from here. I said the middle of this show was kind of a low point for me. And again, I'm a hardcore fan, but I'm also a chill fan that doesn't like hyper critique everything, right? But it was kind of hard to do with these two matches. So we had that match next, then we get to a title match that should be big. And we all know that I had Jade Cargill picked to win this. I thought it was time to pull the trigger on her. And you can tell from my disappointment that did not happen. So, spoilers, sorry. But let's get into this. So the match starts. Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton. Oh, side note, loved the Jamaican-themed gear from Jade Cargill. Did not know that she had some Jamaican heritage. I'm sure she's billed from being from Florida, but hey, love it when you know some of your ancestry and you get to display that. I love that for her. The outfit, the gear looked great. Her entrance felt rushed, and this was a title match. And I'm gonna get to this whole rushing of the matches again, but match starts with Tiffany Stratton. Ladies go back and forth for most of this whole match, okay? But there were some weird bits of this match that was like, hang on, let's start from the beginning. They start the match. And there's just moments in this match throughout that make it seem like they're heels. This was a babyface on babyface type match, so they're both good guys. So there's already, sometimes there's issues with that. If you haven't built it up as like a super fight of fan favorites, that's kind of problematic to see good guy versus good guy. Unless people just want to see, hey, I want to see the best go up against the best. Well, that's not what we saw here. We saw another rushed match. We saw their big moves. And sometimes they use smoke and mirrors to, cover for Jade's, I don't want to say limited wrestling ability because I believe that she's got it. But there are some things she's still getting used to. I don't think she's incompetent as a wrestler. But just some brief highlights. I'll go into the notes for just a second. I couldn't tell who was supposed to be the, I guess, somewhat heel here. But if you have to say anything, there are more moments that kind of made Jade look like she's the heel because she kept arguing with the ref and giving the ref attitude. And I don't like that for her because she's the challenger challenging the champion. She should probably look more babyface. And I've always identified Tiffany Stratton as more of a heel. Both of these women would probably be better as heels, but another topic for another video. We did see a newly named move by Jade called the Eye of the Storm. A nice, I'm gonna say rack like fireman's carry, you know, turning, spin, sit out powerbomb type thing. Looked great. So good on you, Jade. And then Tiffany follows up later, a few minutes later in the match with a swanton bomb. Looked good. The match concludes with Jade setting up for a avalanche Jaded, and it gets reversed, and Tiffany hits prettiest moonsault ever. 1, 2, 3, that's it. Again, if I seem like I rushed through that, it's because the match was quick on a WWE Women's title match. Guys, why? Mini rant here. Why are we rushing title matches that aren't on regular TV? WWE, I love you, but why? But I'm gonna keep it chill. I'm gonna keep it casual. I'm gonna breathe. Because I got to be happy next. I like, at least in the modern days, I love celebrity matches. I love them. I just need to let that out there. I just need to say it because Jelly Roll, standing ovation, my dude. He put in work to get to this person. Now, there was a little bit of smoke and mirrors, okay? There has to be for, you know, celebs. But he did amazing. And the character work and the story that was told in this match was great. I do need to open up with a funny note of he did, let me check my notes. Yeah, he did open up his entrance with one of his songs, but he grabbed a mic, boom, 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 and he says, "What's up? New York City, New Jersey." There in East Rutherford, New Jersey, not New York City, New York or New Jersey. That was kind of funny, but he did a little tribute to Randy Orton. He started singing his song before it hit. It was a nice little opening. And the match starts. But before the match starts, Logan takes a cheap shot with his reinforced hand. You know, he's got the titanium plate or knuckles or whatever is going on in there. And he takes a cheap shot to the gut, hitting one lucky punch in Jelly's waist. But instead of letting Randy open up the match, instead what happens is Jelly's like, "No, you stay back, I got this." And he goes after Logan and he gets some offense in, but it turns a little back and forth for a second. So I'm going to read off the notes for just a little bit because I think there are some big things here that we don't want to miss. I'll just highlight a few things. Yeah, so the match started, of course, with Randy Orton was going to, you know, start the match, and Jelly tags himself in. He said, "Hey, no, I want payback for, you know, I'm not going to be disrespected by Logan. He's been on my case all week, right?" Logan takes initial control for Jelly, gets some offense in. Drew tags in after a 2 count on Paul, which kind of surprised Logan. It was kind of cool to see. And then Jelly struggles to tag in Orton, who he psychs him up after he was being disrespected by Drew McIntyre. And you gotta love that. He's like, "No, I'm not gonna back down." So, you know, he turns around, he goes after Drew, and then Drew dominates for a little while. Tags back in Paul. Randy finally receives the hot tag. Gotta love that. Runs wild. But Paul saves Drew from an RKO, moving to the outside. Match moves to the outside of the ring with Orton hitting both of them with his signature. Lift him up, let him down on the table, slam. And then we rev up from here. Drew McIntyre hits a crazy out of nowhere Claymore kick on Randy after he recovered. And then Logan hits Jelly Roll with the one lucky punch one more time. They set him up on the Spanish announce table. Logan Paul the jerk that he is, sets Jelly Roll up, grabs a couple of primes, opens them up, clutches them together like their beer cans, drinks them, and hits a crazy frog splash on Jelly Roll, which is, I'm kind of impressed Jelly took that big of a bump. Table collapses, everybody's going crazy. Drew gets Randy into the ring. Jelly is selling this like crazy. He's hurt, he's being carried off by the medical team. Randy rallies and he hits a superplex on, I believe, Drew? I could be wrong, I'll check that later. But anyway, we want to just keep rolling through. He sees that Randy's, in trouble, after this rally. He turns back and he gets the heart of a lion. He goes back in, tags in. He runs wild for a little bit, hitting some of the, he gets to have that black hole slam I was looking for. Gets the choke slam on Logan Paul. Hey, the man looked good. I'm just going to skip to the conclusion of this match, though, because I really don't know why this had to happen. Randy comes in with a RKO on Drew McIntyre, but a downed Jelly Roll at this point. Gets hit with a frog splash by Logan Paul. 1, 2, 3. That's it. After all the excitement and the great character work in this match, my prediction lost. And Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre won. And I don't understand why, WWE. Why did they have, after that great match, a great celebrity match at that, why they had to lose? That was kind of frustrating. Look, see, look, my voice is picking up, and now I need to take a drink of water. Now, despite my picks not winning, I am still objective. This gets 4 titles out of 5. It was a great, fun match. The smoke and mirrors of a celebrity match, of course. But good on Jelly Roll for taking the moves he did and, giving the offense he did. He looked good in there. That's the best thing you can act for. You know what? The minimum I wanted for this match was for Jelly Roll to go in there and have fun, and he did more than that. He came in, he showed up and showed out. I love it for him. So, great job for me, Jelly Roll, if you see this. Great job, bro. All right. Now, I'm going to review this very quickly because I want this video to be under 30 minutes. So I am just going to describe this entire match as a classic. We had CM Punk and the Ring General Gunther have an amazing, long, classic grappling wrestling match. Y'all wanted that storytelling type match. You wanted to see the graps. You got it. You got it. The emotion in this match, the back and forth drama. Some of the offense was very unique. The back and forth, the Gunther dominating Punk and Punk having those breaths of hope moments. Loved it. And at the end, Gunther matches up to his final boss credentials. Gets hit with 2 GTSs for the 1, 2, 3. The emotional win happens. My boy, CM Punk won. And I didn't even pick him to win, but I was happy. Rumor is that Gunther probably has like a nose issue going on. He might need to take some time off. So, hey, go off, buddy. If that rumor is true, go off, heal up. We love you. But after the emotion is done, and you gotta love, there was real emotion on Punk's face, but you gotta sit back. You gotta take a second to say, okay, were the rumors true? Was the online chatter right? Was Seth Rollins actually working us with his knee injury? Well, let's find out, because matter of fact, I just want to review this off the cuff. I don't want the notes anymore. Go check out the Gunther versus Punk match. 5-star match, whatever you want to call it. It got there. But let's review the post-match. Punk won, so I did get the prediction right. Dope. No, I didn't get the prediction right, but I got my personal wish, so I'm happy about that. Seth comes out with Heyman in a suit, not wrestling gear, on 2 crutches and his knee brace. And he had the injury in the match with LA Knight on Saturday Night's main event last month, or at the beginning of this month. Or not the beginning of this month, it's August, last month, whatever. And he points to the case, and Paul Heyman holds it up, and you think, okay, they're acting out, they're playing up. He's like, hey, listen, even commentary tells a story of, hey, look, you won tonight, good on you, buddy, but just remember, I got this briefcase. You see this here? I still got this. And well, that was a ruse too. Because he wasn't just coming out there to show off the briefcase. No, he came out there. He turned around and dropped the crutches and took off his suit jacket and ran down to cash on an exhausted and drained Punk. Punk, of course, valiantly tried to fight back, tried to get him into a GTS position, maybe for a flash defense. No. Seth beats him down. Seth cashes in, hits the stomp, 1, 2, 3. We just had 2 changes, and you gotta love this. You gotta love the character work building from, is he going to cash in, is he not gonna cash in, to, is he gonna cash in or is he not gonna cash in, is he actually hurt or not, is it all a ruse? And yes, it was a ruse, as described by commentary. It was a ruse of the century, just like the heist of the century from WrestleMania years ago. And he did it again. He did it again. Seth Rollins has some of the best cash-ins, period. And I'll stand on that. He probably has the best cash-ins for the men, period. Naomi probably has the best cash-in for the women, just putting that out there. So yeah, this was a good night. Like I said, high, low, high. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this. I got a couple of friends that are there live at the show, so I really want to hear their opinions, and I'm gonna see what happens. This was a great night of wrestling, but I'm really disappointed in the Jade Tiffany match, and I'm very disappointed in the Sammy Carrion match. I wonder if that has something to do with about his contract status, or maybe these 2 matches just didn't need to go that long, but they still could have played them better. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. That was reviews and ratings, guys. You guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, please. And of course, you know that I love you. Enjoy pro wrestling, and of course, for the love of pro wrestling, please keep it casual. Have a good night, guys.